Welcome to your custom deep dive. If you were trying to figure out if someone was truly in love with you and you pulled out a massive complex financial spreadsheet to calculate the odds,
People would think you were completely unhinged.
right, you'd be applying the absolute wrong tool to a profoundly deep problem. And that is the exact mission of our deep dive today, tailored right from your notes. We're unpacking the Sant Mat tradition's roadmap to inner awakening.
Yeah, specifically through a spiritual analysis of a bhajan, which is a devotional composition by Guru Santoka Nand Saheb. He's from the Hanch Nirvan Ashram in Gujarat.
And the text immediately warns us that our everyday worldly cleverness, so our mental spreadsheets, is actually our biggest obstacle to liberation.
Exactly. In this tradition, the mind isn't necessarily your friend. It's seen as a force that actively binds you to samsara.
The endless, aimless cycle of birth and death.
Right. Relying on intellect to find spiritual truth ensures you'll basically just wander.
Which forces us into this massive ontological crisis.
Yeah.
The composition flat out asks you, who are you? Where did you come from?
And where are you going? We constantly confuse our temporary physical body with our eternally immortal soul, our Atma.
So identifying only with the physical means you are fundamentally trapped in illusion.
Yeah, the Sant Mat view holds that your soul is an inseparable part of the Supreme Being, but it's stuck here, like in a state of deep ignorance.
And because our own minds are actively weaving this illusion, we can't logic our way out.
No, you can't use the spreadsheet to destroy the spreadsheet.
I love that. So we really need an external force. This reveals the absolute necessity for a true guru to untie the granthas.
Which are these complex knots of ignorance. These knots are specific metaphysical entanglements. Think of a literal knot.
Okay, the tighter you pull the strings of attachment, the tighter your immortal soul is bound.
Right, bound to the physical plane. And there are three main knots. Brahma Granthi is our primal urge for physical survival.
Makes sense.
Then Vishnu Granthi links us to our emotions and this powerful illusion of mindness. My car, my family.
Okay, so what's the third?
Finally, the Rudra Granthi, which ties us to the subtle ego and intellectual achievements.
Wait, I have to push back on that last one. Is intellect really a knot? Isn't learning and figuring things out exactly how we grow?
Well, it's not the capacity to learn that binds you, it's the pride of intellectual achievement.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that pride creates a highly subtle, almost invisible ego. It convinces you that you've mastered the universe just because you understand how a few gears work.
And that arrogance completely blocks your realization of the divine.
Exactly. A true guru doesn't just sever these knots with a sword. They teach you the underlying mechanisms of how to loosen your grip on those strings yourself.
Wow. But the urgency to untie these knots isn't just theoretical philosophy, though.
Not at all. It's driven by the sudden, unavoidable reality of our mortality.
All right, the text uses this haunting imagery about Maya, or material illusion, showing how we refuse to let go of our greatness and wealth.
But ultimately, Maya leaves even the most powerful rulers with nothing but dust in their mouths.
Dust in their mouths. That is heavy.
It really is. That imagery of dust grounds the psychological stakes in a literal spiritual reality. It introduces the sudden arrival of the Jamda.
The messengers of death.
Yeah. And the mechanism here is terrifyingly simple. If you haven't used the guru's wisdom to actively dissolve your ego while you are alive, you are caught entirely unprepared when time runs out.
The soul is forcibly seized to face its karmic accounts.
And the physical body, the thing we spent decades moisturizing, feeding, and obsessing over,
is left uselessly on the ground. Merely matter.
just dust.
But wait, if the physical body is ultimately just going to be left in the dirt, why does the Sant Mat tradition place such massive importance on having a human form in the first place?
Because securing a human life is portrayed as winning an immense spiritual lottery. You only arrive here after passing through 8.4 million other species.
8.4 million. That is a staggering scale.
It is. In the karmic cycle of transmigration, the human mind, despite its flaws, possesses the unique capacity for self-realization.
So it's an incredibly rare divine opportunity that shouldn't be squandered on, accumulating wealth or chasing sensuous pleasures.
Right. It's a profound call to live in the world, but not of it.
Participating in society without tightening those knots of possessiveness.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for you listening today? Think back to that giant mental spreadsheet we use to calculate our self-worth, our smarts, our success.
If your intellect and daily cleverness are actually just spiritual blindfolds.
What core piece of your everyday identity would you have to completely abandon to finally see the truth?